Wow. Welcome back to another Squadcast. I'm Grant Robertson.
I'm Christina Warren.
And Christina, what do you use for your blog?
WordPress.
So do I. What a coincidence. Well, it's not much of a coincidence. I think everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people use WordPress. It's a pretty common answer. Do you have any plugins installed? Anything cool?
Yeah.
I do too, and I love my plugins. There's all kinds of cool stuff that you can do with WordPress, and I think that's why so many people use it. We actually have one of the superstar plugin developers for WordPress, Alex King, who's going to talk to us about blogging tools and about cool stuff on the WordPress platform on this week's Squadcast.
Type is always set upside down, from left to right. Upside down means the tops of the letters are toward you in the stick. And just as this printing is read from left to right, so is the type. If you don't follow this rule, your words will print backwards.
What about the WordPress platform, what to you kind of differentiates it from the other open source platforms available?
I think that there are two main reasons to look at using WordPress instead of other platforms. One is that there's a great set of default functionality that comes out of the box. Okay. And the other is that pretty much anything that you need to do with it can be done through themes and plugins without having to modify the core code. So if what comes out of the box doesn't meet your needs, we're able to build on that functionality without sacrificing the ability to upgrade easily.
That's a really good point. That's actually something I hadn't thought about. I've been using WordPress for a little while and kind of evaluating the different open source solutions, and that's a really good way of putting it. What are some of your favorite tools yourself, either some of your own plugins or plugins that other people have written that you really like the functionality of? Some things we can kind of maybe recommend to our viewers.
Two plugins of mine that I like, that I think are handy, are the popularity contest plugin, which allows you to set values for various visitor activity, such as a single page view versus a comment, and play around with what those are worth, and then come up with a overall ranking of your content. So that's a nice way to see how your visitors are interacting with your site. And on the flip side of that, my articles plugin allows you to choose posts and content that you would like to highlight and pull those out in a specific list. So I think that those two are a nice way of keeping content around that might otherwise get lost in the nether regions of your archives.
That's awesome.
Sure, yeah, that's a good point. For plugins that are not ones that you created, what would be some of your favorite stuff that you've seen out there that maybe you saw it and went, wow, I wish I had thought of that, or that's a really nice solution to that problem?
Well, all of the comment spam plugins are probably right at the top of the list because they do a great job. Akismet from Automatic and Spam Karma are both very good. I'd say at least one of those two is a must-have for anybody who wants to put a blog up. There are also a variety of plugins that do just little things that I find very valuable. One is called Chunk URLs for WordPress, or WP Chunk, and all it does is if somebody posts a long URL in your comments, it just shortens it down so it doesn't make your layout look funny.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a really good idea, yeah.
I would I think that's a good something that might be adopted in the WordPress core in the future, but I don't know. Also, Google Sitemaps is very valuable. There's one called Admin Dropdown Menu that gives you basically saves you a click so that you can it gives you a little drop-down menu. So instead of having to click on Right and then Right page, as you hover over Right, it'll give you access to the Right page link. It just saves an extra couple of seconds every time you're navigating the WordPress admin.
I would vote for that to be rolled into core functionality myself.
Well, I'll be curious to see what the new admin interface has built into it.
Yeah, the new version is coming out in March, right?
It's coming out in 2.5 now.
Yeah,
so
2.5. Yeah, isn't that supposed to be out in March, or is that what they're aiming at, or that's the next one that's being released, though, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be out when it's done. Hopefully, it'll be out close to the timeline that's expected.
Okay.
We make no WordPress before it's time. Yes. All right. Well, Alex, thanks so much for joining us on the Squadcast, and we appreciate having you.
Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Glad to be here.
You know, search engine optimization gets a pretty bad rap, mostly because of a few bad actors. But search engine optimization, or SEO, is not necessarily a bad thing, and in fact it can be pretty useful. Check out All-in-One SEO for WordPress. It's a plugin that changes some of your WordPress URLs and some of the ways that WordPress deals with your content to optimize your content for Google, Yahoo, and other search engines.
Okay, so you know that you go to a blog and you want to leave a comment and then you find out you have to register just so you can leave a comment. Isn't that annoying? Well, WP OpenID takes care of that by allowing users to enter in their OpenID, which you can get from Blogger, Yahoo, a million different places, and leave a comment on any blog that accepts them.
A lot of people use Flickr, and putting your Flickr pictures on your blog is a little easier because of Flickr RSS. It's a plugin for WordPress that allows you to show the last few photos in your Flickr stream, which can add to the visual quality of your blog and also show off some of your cool pictures.
Blog spam. We all get it, we all hate it. WordPress makes it really easy to deal with because it comes with a default program called Akismet, which will take care of blogger spam for you. The great thing about WordPress is that if you don't like Akismet, you have other options, like Defensia.
One of the big complaints about WordPress is if you get a lot of traffic, it can sort of beat your blog server to death. WP Cache is a great option if you start getting more traffic. WP Cache caches your generated WordPress pages so they don't have to be regenerated every time somebody loads one.
Cool.
Yeah, dude, so Gutenberg invented the printing press, and then you had like 500 years of poof, like everybody can read. And
Right.
now that everybody can read, now there's blogging, and now everybody can read everything everybody else blogs, and we can all blog.
We can all blog on
It's all
right.
blog-tacular.
Blogerific.
Vlogerific.
It is blogerific, and you know what's also blogerific?
What's that?
Hacking your WordPress blog with plugins.
Pimping out your WordPress is a pretty cool thing to do. And we hope you picked up a couple of great tips from this episode. Until next time, I'm Grant Robertson.
I'm Christina Warren.
You can write us, squadcast@downloadsquad.com.
Or you can visit us on the web at downloadsquad.com/squadcast.